everyone, it's Gwen from Rustic Diva Design, and I have a little add-on um, piece here to show you that's available in my Etsy shop. This is going to be a card making kit that corresponds with the sweet little baby paper that's available, the paper bundle that's available in my Etsy shop. So if you remember my video on this album that I just shared, using the sweet little baby paper that I created, it's this album right here. There's a video, walkthrough video, available on my channel using this paper collection. So the papers from the Sweet Little Baby paper bundle are going to be the perfect match for this add-on card kit that is also available in my Etsy shop right now. So I'm going to show you what I have made as far as the papers go, and then a couple of cards that I made, and then I'm going to make a card with you on camera to show you kind of my process or how I put these all together, what I was thinking in my brain. So I've created some backgrounds to use like on the front of the card base. So I'll just show you what's available in the add-on card kit. So here's a couple of backgrounds, some with the banners here, and then also with the little sleepers. And then here's another page of backgrounds. And then another page of backgrounds here. They go this way, obviously, with the little borders here. And then this one with another background. And then I have some elements here for making the card that says baby and congrats and welcome baby. And then just some little elements down here for add-ons. And then I have these little banner strips that can be used inside the card, outside the card, however you want to use them. But they all match the paper bundle for this Sweet Little Baby paper collection. So this one can go this way, and then this banner here, and then these with the moons and the bears and the storks. Can you see the storks there? And then more little cutouts for baby, congratulations and welcome baby and such. And then this little banner here. And then a couple more elements, just some fussy cuts, and my paper is sticking to my table. Fussy cuts and some banners here, and then just some more elements on the bottom to use in your card. So with that, I'll show you a couple of the cards that I've already put together. And I'm just trying to make room here. So this is the card size is an A2 card, which measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So the card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then, like for instance, these backgrounds are about, they're that size. I had to cut them down just a little bit so that I had just a little bit of a border on the card base here. So this first one is just using one of the circle cut aparts, one of the banners that's available, a little tag, and then this is from the fussy cut sheet from the paper bundle, the Sweet Little Baby paper bundle. So I just used that on here, and this is the background I chose was that polka dot one in the card kit. So in the inside, again, I'm using paper from the collection to mat the inside, and then I created a pocket here for to put like a gift card or money or something that'll slide in there. And then this paper is the same craft paper I had in my stash that I used in the baby album. So I just use that as a base just to give it some pop. So you can write your note there. And then this is also a fussy cut from the paper bundle that I just stuck on there. So that's this card here that says congratulations. And then this one has the little baby and congrats with the little bear. This is one of the backgrounds that I use. This is from the fussy cut sheet from the paper bundle. And then these papers I also used in the album, these polka dot papers, and then this sparkly glitter paper, if you remember that from the album walkthrough. And then inside this one, again, what I was doing was using, I had scraps left over from making the baby album, so I was just using scraps when I was making this card, or these cards. So I tried to, you know, match things up a little bit to make it all cohesive. So again, the pocket, and then the craft side with the little embellishment here from, this is again from the fussy cut sheet from the paper bundle. And then I have this one with one of the plaid banners. And then this is a cut apart from the, excuse me, from the paper collection, and another fussy cut from the paper collection. And I popped this up, these baby blocks, I popped them up on foam for this one. And then I used the polka dot paper for the pocket, and then the sleeper paper from the collection. And then this little element here. And I did leave this open just as a tuck spot in case, I don't know why, I just did it to slide something in there, but you don't need to do that. You could glue it all the way down. And then the last one is the banner background that I showed first with the welcome baby. And then this little piece here from the card making kit. And then again, paper from the paper collection on the inside and the pocket. The cardstock, or the craft cardstock, and then the stork is from the fussy cuts from the paper collection. So all of these things, excuse me, work really well together. These two, the card kit and the paper from the Sweet Little Baby paper collection, works awesome together. That was the intent. So I have a card ready to go here. I have everything cut and ready to go. So I'm going to walk you through kind of how I put things together. And again, this is totally up to you, using these elements however you'd like. So I start with the card base. I'm so sorry. I have a frog in my throat. Let me grab my scoreboard here. So on your scoreboard, first of all, you need a piece of solid cardstock for your card base that measures 5.5 by 8.5. And then you're going to put that in your scoreboard and just score it at 4.25 to make your base. And then fold it, obviously. And then whatever background you're choosing to use, I'm going to use this one from the card kit. And I inked all of my edges, again, with the Tim Holtz Vintage Photo. And so, oh, and I forgot to get my glue bottle going here. I'm so sorry. I forgot to do that. The pin likes to stick in there after I haven't used it for a couple days, so my apologies. I meant to do that before I started. When all else fails, use your teeth. Not really, don't do that. So I'm just centering this on the card base. I did have to trim it down just a little bit because I like to show the white edge of the card. So this just gets glued down first. I'm also going to show you the envelopes that I made too, and how to make an envelope for these. Because I'm going to take these to my craft show and sell them, which people are always looking for a card of some sort. So this just goes right on the top of your base. Like that. I'm sorry if I'm shaking the camera. And then I have these little elements that I chose to use. This is from the card making kit with the stork. This flower is a fussy cut from the paper bundle, and then the banner from the card kit with the storks on it. So before you know, I just kind of lay things out, and I decided I think I'm going to go something like this, like that, and that'll work just great. So first I'm going to glue the circle one down. Oops. And I'll put that probably right about, just up a little. Making sure it's straight on there. And then the banner just towards the bottom, leaving it a little green, I guess, showing there. I mean, there's so many different ways you can put these together. However, use your imagination. And again, using the scraps that you have from the paper bundle and whatever you have in your stash works great too. So I just want this right at the bottom. Lining those up like that. And this could be popped up too on foam if you wanted, but I'm just going to glue it down today, because either way it's cute, it works. And then just putting that somewhere up here like so. And there you have your front of your baby card. Now in the inside, on the right hand side of the card, I am using the craft cardstock, which I have cut. And the inside, well, how I measured mine, I mean, you can make this larger or smaller, however you'd like, but the measurements I have are 3 3/4 by 5 1/8 for the craft in the inside. And again, I did ink these two. So I'm going to glue that in here. I know, I always say adding the glue is always the most boring part of the video. I feel ya. So I'm just centering this top to bottom, side to side. pretty much. And then I have this little flower element from this is from the card making kit. This had the white border around it, and I was going to leave the white border on, but I decided not to. I just cut the white border off so that it gave me just a little bit more room inside the card here. So I'm just going to attach it at the bottom like that. And you don't have to do this either. It's just a little bit of decoration, I guess, on this side. So and this could go at this corner or it could go on that corner. I mean, however you want to do it. So okay, so for the left-hand side of the card, you know, we have the pattern paper and the pocket. So before we put the pattern paper down, I'm going to do the pocket, and I'll show you how to do that. So you need a piece of solid cardstock for the pocket that measures 3.5 by 4 5/8. And then we put this in our scoreboard to make an angle pocket. We just have to score it on 2 sides. So with the 4.5-inch side at the top of your scoreboard, you're going to score a 1/2 inch and then turn it once so that the 3.5 inch is on the top, and then score again at a 1/2 inch. Okay. And then I just take my scissors and cut through this X here just to get this corner off. And then fold on the score lines. And then I just make sure everything is looking good so nothing's hitting on this side. So now all we're going to do is we're going to put this in our paper trimmer, and we're going to cut from this end to this end on the trimmer just to make the angle pocket. And you don't have to make an angle pocket. You can make a full-size pocket that fits in here too. Either way works. So let me grab my paper trimmer and show you how I do this. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably going to wiggle the camera, so I'm sorry for that. So I have this folded up so it fits in the camera. So I just take my pocket that's already folded, and you're going to see you have this side and this side, and we want an angle pocket that's the direction this way. So we're going to cut it like that. So I just put this in my paper trimmer, and I'm going to line up this corner and the bottom corner right to the edge of where I want to cut to make that angle. And if I get my head in here, I apologize. I just have to be able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to bring it towards me just a little. So once I get these two corners lined up to where I want to cut them, let me see. Sorry for my head. Then just slice through there. So now you have your angle pocket. I'm sorry about the shaking. We can get rid of the paper trimmer now for the moment. And bring this back. So on the inside of your card, I'm going to glue down the long side of the pocket first before I put the pattern paper in. So I just do a little bit of a dry fit. And it's going to fit here just like that. So I'm going to glue this down. And if you want to do it a different way and, you know, use tape on this edge first, you can put your pattern paper down and then just tape it. If you want to do that, that works too. But this seems to work great. So just lining it up so it's straight. And gluing just this first piece down at the bottom. So now that we have this glued in, we can take our piece of pattern paper that's going to mat on this side of the card, and then it'll cover up that little bump there from your edge of your pocket, like so. So again, I just make sure I'm going to put this pattern paper in the right spot before I glue it down. Sorry, I know this is boring. I'm just going to bring this closer to me just a little bit. And then you're just lining it up, just like we do. Making sure you have room to fold your pocket down, or pocket up when you're going to, so we can glue it at the bottom here. So it's not right on the fold. This balloon paper is from the paper bundle. So now that we have that, we can just glue this pocket up and attach it. Oops. Like so. Just make sure that's glued down well, and then your pocket is made. Now to mat the pocket, again, I just using scraps from the paper, the scrapbook paper bundle. So whatever works, and this is probably not, I don't know how to tell you like what the best method is to do, but I had just found a piece that fits inside this pocket here. And then the image is going to be the rocking horse on the pocket. So whatever paper you use, you know, remember you're going to cut this at an angle. So this is the bottom corner is going to be your image that goes on your pocket like this. So I just tuck this piece of pattern paper in the pocket. And I take my pencil, make sure it's in there where I want it. Take your pencil and draw a line. Because again, I'm just using what I have left. So there's no specific measurements here. So now I have this line right here, and I'm going to bring my cutter back so I can cut, my scoreboard's falling apart. Cut that angle for the mat for the pocket. So again, you're just lining up corner to corner where you drew your line, like this. And then cut that. So it turns out like that. I mean, it's not the perfect thing, you know, depending on what paper you're using. It works though. You still have a cute image there. Oh, I shouldn't have put that away so quick because sometimes I end up trimming. So before you glue these down, dry fit, and I didn't bring my ink pad down here, so I'm not going to be able to ink the edges on camera, but I can do that later. So see how this isn't fitting exactly nicely, like the paper is a little bit long, so I'm just going to trim it just a sliver off, and I'll show you how I do that. Sorry, back and forth with all the tools. So to do that, instead of cutting this at an angle again, I'm going to cut this edge a little and this edge a little bit. So I just put this, I turn it upside down so that I can get a grip on it in my paper trimmer. And I'm just going to cut off a little sliver of the edge here. Do I have this in the camera? Sorry. Can you see it? I'm sorry if there's a shadow there. So I'm just cutting a sliver off the long end. And then I'm going to turn it this way so that I can cut a little sliver off of this side as well. It's easier than trying to remeasure. So that should work. So let's dry fit that on our pocket again. Get our card. And then put this up here, and that is perfect. So I have a little bit of the pocket showing underneath the pattern paper. And then if you have a little bit of a line from your pencil on your pattern paper or on your pocket, just erase it. And everything is great. So that would glue down here like so. And I don't want to glue it at the moment because I want to ink the edges, and I forgot to bring that, I said. So I'm going to wait to glue this down until after I'm finished with the video. So that would be your pocket in the inside, and then ta-da, your card is done. So there you go. That's how you make the card. If I missed anything with the dimensions, please let me know in the comments, but I think I did tell you everything that you need to know for that. And then I make envelopes for the cards too, because like I said, I'm gonna sell these at my craft show. So I've already made a couple. So this is the envelope, and I'll give you the sizes. So this will fit inside the envelope just like this. And then I added some adhesive, and I'm going to show you all that as well. So to make the envelope, we need a piece of solid cardstock that measures 8.5 by 8.5. So let me get that. And I'm going to use my envelope punch board. If you don't have an envelope punch board, I don't know, but I love this thing because it's great. It tells you all the measurements that you need. So when I first made the envelope to fit these cards, it says it's an A2. And if you have one of these, you know what I'm talking about because it gives you the card size the paper size that you need to cut to make the envelope and then where to score. So I followed the directions for an A2 card, which says, which measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And you needed an 8 1/2 by an 8 1/2 piece of solid cardstock to make the envelope. Well, I made one and it was really, really snug. So I decided not to use that size and went up just the next one bigger. So I went to the card size that says 4 1/2 by 6. I know you can probably not see that. And then your solid cardstock is 8 1/2 by 8 1/2. So that's this envelope size that I showed you that the card fits in really nice. So that's what I did. So again, here's your solid cardstock. I just had some, I don't even remember, some stuff in my stash. I didn't use my really, really nice paper for my envelopes because this works just fine. It's heavy enough. I think I got it at Walmart. Anyway, so this is the 8 1/2 by 8 1/2 sheet. And then on your envelope punch board for that measurement, you score it at 3 3/4, I believe. Yes, it's hard to see. 3 3/4. So when you, because this is the same all around, the measurements, you line this up in your punch board at 3, what did I say? 3 3/4. I got to get this right so I don't screw it up. Yep, 3 3/4. And this is the only time you have to measure to 3 3/4. So the paper lines up here at the 3 3/4 mark. Okay, and then you're going to punch and score. So again, wiggle. It's going to wiggle. Punch, and then get your score tool and just score right here. Turn it, and now we're lining up just the score mark with this little tip here. That's your guide for making the remainder of the envelope. So again, line this score line up, punch, score, turn it, lining up with the score line right here, punch, score, and one more time, lining that up, punch, and score. And this is what it looks like when you're done. Now, before I get rid of this, I'm going to need it one more time. Whoops, but I like to fold it first, so I'm going to fold these in. And it doesn't matter how you fold it, how you start it. This is just how I'm doing it. So this is our envelope so far, and then I'm going to take my punch board again, and I'm going to use the reverse punch at the top and put this in here to give, just punch this out so you have a little curve there on your envelope fold, and then fold it the rest of the way. So this will be the direction of the envelope. So then open it back up, and we're just going to glue these two sides. Making sure I'm in the camera here for you. And just gluing those down. So now I have this little 1/4-inch score tape, I guess. I bought it on Amazon. I may have showed you this before in an envelope, or I'm sorry, in a card tutorial. It's a 1 1/4 inch. I've had it for a long time. I'm going to open this package and stop talking for a second because it makes a lot of noise. So just this score tape here. And then I just take a little strip, and I don't measure anything. I just take a strip and stick it at the top of the envelope, and one more on the other side, so that you have a little bit of adhesive to close up your envelope with the card in it. And there's no rhyme or reason to that. It's just something extra. And there you have it. There's your envelope. So the card goes in like that. And it fits nice. So it's not a struggle. This size envelope isn't a struggle to get the card in, and you're not bending your papers and such. So when I pack up my cards for a craft show, I use these nice little clear bags. And I did remember to bring it this time. These are from clearbags.com. And this is the size that fits this card size right here. So this one is the B5 by 7. So it's a 5 1/8 by 7 clear bag. And so this is how I package. So I have the bag here. Here's the opening, and then here's the flap. Okay. So once the card and the envelope are ready, I just take the envelope, put the card on top with the flap touching the back, because when you see it, then it's going to look like this. And then I just load it into the, let's see, how do I want it? I want to turn this around so that when you close it, this is to the back. The flap is to the back. So load this up like so. And get it nice and straight if you can, or when it fits in there nice. So it's going to look like that in the package. And then just tear off this piece of adhesive on your bag, which these bags are so nice. And then just fold it down to close it up. And then you have a really nice package for your handmade cards for your craft show. And that's what it looks like. Oops, there you go. That's what it looks like. And your little opening on the back there. All right, so that's it. So we have the card making kit. It's called in my Etsy shop, it's called the Sweet Little Baby Add-on Card Kit. So that's available now to correspond with the Sweet Little Baby paper bundle. That's also available. So you can make some cards to go with your paper, or as a baby shower gift, a baby gift, whatever. So it goes well together. And so that's it for now. If you have any questions about my process or how I made anything today, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you like this idea, with the cards and the paper bundle, I'd love to hear it. If you make anything, please share. I would love to see if you use any of my ideas. You can share that stuff in our Rustic Diva Design mini albums and tutorials Facebook group. So please feel free to join and share your projects, ask questions. That's what it's for. It's for everybody to learn and share their ideas and their projects. I really like to see that. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would do that. And as always, thank you for watching.